guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Plannosaurus figures. First we have the Stegosaurus, which some of the joints look a little bit off, so I give it B tier. Next, I did the skeleton of the Stegosaurus, which is also B tier. It's a pretty decent skeleton, but it's not accurate to, well, actual Stegosaurus. One thing I forgot to mention before we started this video is that these skeletons and actual dinosaurs are well articulated. They're both articulated, but the skeleton, you're supposed to put the skin on top of it, so they are kind of one figure, but I did decide to rank them separately because, in my opinion, some of the skeletons look worse than the skin variations, and some of the skin variations look worse than just the skeletons. And yeah, so I decided to do that, and also just since there's very few of these figures, I decided to do this to make the video a bit longer. Next, we have the Ankylosaurus S tier. This is great. I love this thing. This is my second favorite of all of them. B tier for the skeleton. This skeleton, mainly in the rib area, but some other parts of it look really bad in my opinion, especially compared to the skin version. A tier for the Pteranodon standing. It's an okay Pteranodon. There's better Pteranodons. A tier for the flying Pteranodon. It's really low A tier though. It's not really, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Just let's leave it at that. Skeleton Pteranodon gets about A tier. There are much better Pteranodon skeletons out there. S tier for the Mosasaurus. This is my favorite one out of all of them, and also I believe it is the largest out of all of them as well. S tier for the skeleton. This is one of the best Mosasaurus skeletons. I would say there are some slightly better Mosasaurus skeletons for sale, but this is probably the best articulated one. S tier for the Spinosaurus. It is probably my third favorite, and there are some issues with it, but it is a pretty decent Spinosaurus. S tier for the skeleton, but it's probably my least favorite of my, well, 3 favorite skeletons. C tier for the Triceratops. From the images that you see, it doesn't look as bad, but I've seen some in-hand images and it looks much worse. C tier for the skeleton. This is a kind of bad Triceratops skeleton. It's just kind of generic. There are much better ones out there for sale. C tier for this version of the T-Rex, which is fine. There's nothing special about it, honestly. You could probably go on Facebook Marketplace and get a T-Rex figure made by Mattel that looks better than this. And, well, it'd be cheaper than this, too. D tier for the feather variation, which in this image it looks perfectly fine, but I've seen some in-hand images, and oh my goodness, this is the worst, like, T-Rex figure I've ever seen. B tier for the T-Rex skeleton. It's just a normal T-Rex skeleton. It's actually pretty good, but, like, compared to other T-Rex skeletons, which there are a lot, since T-Rex is very popular, well, it's not that special. And that was all of them. I will see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.